Leslie here and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm reviewing 4 summer lip launches that I've been testing out to see whether they're actually worth adding to your makeup bag. So let's dive in. So first up I have the Huda Beauty Lip Contour Stains. So these are £22 each, they come in 8 shades. There's a nice mix of pinks, reds and browns. They're meant to be super long wearing, smudge proof and transfer proof. So we've seen products like this before. It's like a felt tip marker but for your lips. But the applicator is definitely different to others that we've seen on the market. It's dual-sided so you can line and fill in very easily. I love the shape of the tip a lot. I just wish it was a tiny bit thinner. They're actually really quick to use, and overall I've been finding most of the shades are very pigmented. The tip does have a tendency to dry out, so they are recommended to store upside down. Even with me storing them upside down, some have dried out as I'm using them. I just feel like most felt tip style products do end up losing steam after a while. And when it comes to application, whilst they are easy to use, once you're putting that on, it is locked and it's not budging. So that's both a pro and a con. You get almost no time to blend and smudge them out. I talked about this on my TikTok and someone recommended an MUA. Her name's Ellie Luna, and she was basically saying a good way of getting a more soft and diffused look is actually just to put the felt tip on a brush and then apply it that way, which I thought was kind of genius. I haven't tried it like that yet, but I have tried blending it out with a brush, and I think I prefer that because whenever I've used my fingers, obviously it's going to stain your fingers, and I feel like I just can't get there quick enough. I almost need to put it on and go straight in. But I have been applying in sections. If you can get the application right, the staying power is incredible. They do last all day. There might be like a little fading, and I will say I prefer them as a lip liner rather than over the full lip, although you can use them that way. With my lips anyway, I've just been finding that they are peeling more, or they just feel a little bit more dried out when I'm using these all over. It's coming towards the end of the day and I applied the Huda Beauty Lip Contour Stain in 2 shades. So I did rich brown around as a lip liner, it's warm brown in the center. It looked so intense when I applied it. I think I even tried to take it off. I've eaten, I've drunk. The liner portion has survived really well, but the rest that I put on, not so much. I don't like how it's looking in this, like this patchiness in the middle. Like your lips do have to be perfect with stains, and so that's something that I'm not into, but I would definitely use it again as a lip liner. I think it works great as a lip liner. Maybe not this shade again. The product does cling to dry patches, and that's kind of typical of most stains, but I was just noticing that my lips were just really dry using these. Overall, I like the idea of these, and if you're someone that wants a sharp, bold lip line, that is what they give you and they will last. But in general, I like a softer, more blended lip liner look, and I love when my liner blends in with the lip that I put on top, like whether that's a lipstick or a gloss. And I also really like the Lip Contour 2.0, Huda's other lip liner, and it just applies so creamy, it blends so nicely. If you want it really bold, you can. If you want it more diffused, you can. So as much as I like these and I've enjoyed using them over the last couple of weeks, I don't know how much I'm going to reach for them over the next few months. So launch number 2 is Summer Friday's Lip Butter Balm in a new shade. It's called Pink Guava. I actually can say my favourite lip balm is probably the Summer Friday's Lip Butter Balm. It's £23 for 15 grams, and I feel like out of the lip balms I have, this does actually last fairly well. I don't know, I feel like you get a good amount in the tube, and it also, when you're using it, it seems to stay on the lips better than some other products that I've tried. So this shade is now part of a 10 shade strong lineup, and most of them have a hint of colour. I think there's 2 that don't. Most of the shades are quite muted and sheer colour. I'd say this is kind of on a similar vein. I feel like Cherry Poppy and Brown Sugar are deeper than this, but this has more colour, definitely more visible on deeper lips than say Pink Sugar. It's not edible, but it smells and tastes delicious. I don't know how to explain that. Some lip products are just super nourishing, but they don't taste nice. This does. I've been using it a lot lately, and I've had to rank it out of all the Summer Fridays lip butter balms. I think it would sit at maybe 4 or 5. So still quite high, but maybe not as high as some of the others like Vanilla, Sweet Mint, Brown Sugar. They're probably my favourites. And I just love the texture. It's rich without being too heavy or thick, and it really nourishes the lips. Like I feel like it really does something, whereas some balms just kind of just sit on top and maybe more protective, but don't feel like they nourished underneath, if that makes sense. I use these a lot. This is definitely a good everyday lip balm, and I love that little pop of pink. So lip launch number 3. So this is from Huda Beauty again. So these were launched amongst the lip stains. So this is the Faux Filler Jelly Oils. I'm assuming it's an oil version of the Faux Filler lip gloss that she launched, I think, last year. These are £21 and come in 3 fruity flavours: Juicy Peach, Juicy Goji, and Juicy Pink Lady. Ultra shiny, non-sticky, really hydrating, and the colour is very sheer. The formula is really nice. I love the packaging. I love this doe foot applicator. It's the same packaging as the Faux filler lip gloss. They do have a scent, but they don't all smell the same. I don't really have any complaints other than maybe I don't love the smell on a couple of them. I don't love the smell on Juicy Goji. I don't know what it is. Pink Lady is probably my favourite. That smells absolutely delicious. I almost never mind fragrance in products, but something about this just kind of bothers me. Like the way it sits on the lips and the way it tastes, I don't love it. Almost the reverse of what I was saying to the Summer Fridays. So as much as the formula's really nice, it's really comfortable, I think I've also just got a bit of fatigue when it comes to lip oils in general. Every single brand has launched one. Honestly, I still reach for the Dior Lip Glow Oil. I think it's because it still has that gloss oil hybrid texture that I like, and it's not that oily. I like something that has more staying power and feels more like a gloss, honestly, than an oil. This is definitely more of a slippy texture, and as much as they're really nice, I guess they just didn't blow me away. And last but definitely not least are the Violette Lip Nectar. These are £30 each and coming for beautiful shades. The texture is an oil and water emulsion, so you get that real high shine feel, and it's a hydrating, buildable, staining formula. Obviously they're not the same product, but if we compare the pigmentation to the Huda lip contour stains, they are completely different. These are night and day. They're a lot softer, but honestly I think that's a good thing. You can layer them if you want more intensity, but what I love is that they're really forgiving to apply. They're very easy to get on. You have time to work with them. I love the shine and the creaminess, and then as they start to fade away, you're left with a slight stain underneath. Nothing too intense or crazy, and I feel like it doesn't cling to patches in the same way that the Huda does. The colours are really pretty, so I've been reaching for these a lot, and I used a mix of two today. They remind me a little bit of the Fenty Poutsicle lip stain, maybe a little bit creamy in texture, and I do prefer the colours, although I would love to see more browns and more muted shades. This might actually be one of the best lip stain formulas I've tried. They're hydrating, glossy, and actually enjoyable to wear. It does feel like an elevated French take on a lip stain, and I'm into it. So those are just a few of the lip launches that I've been trying out recently. If I had to pick a standout, it would be the Violette Lip Nectars. These have been my favourite product to use out of the four. Obviously also obsessed with the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. I mean, this was always going to be something I enjoyed because I love the other ones and reach for them daily. So I've had some luxury lip launches too, which I think I'll save for another video. I was tempted to talk about them here, but I want to test some of them a little bit more. But I'd love to know what you've been trying lately and loving. Let me know in the comments what your favourite summer lip product is. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Bye!